get started. So my name is May, as you can see from my Zoom, and I am an associate growth marketing product manager. It's a bit of a mouthful there. But yeah, so basically what I do is I work with the product team and I own different funnel experiences. But I did start out as a GMA growth marketing analyst, which is this position that you're applying for now.
Okay.
Yeah, so before we start the actual interview itself, I just want to set your expectations, kind of walk you through the overview or kind of the structure of the interview, then we'll jump into it. Okay, so just a few kind of like top line things. First of all, I know I tend to speak very fast, so let me know at any point if you need me to like repeat anything, ask any questions as they come up.
Yep, okay.
I also want to confirm that you have a pen and paper available for the case study portion of the interviews.
Yes, I have a pen and paper.
Amazing. Okay, great. I do also want to remind you that during the case study portion of the interview, calculators are not allowed. So yeah, I'll remind you again closer to the case study as well.
Okay.
Okay, so in terms of this actual interview itself, purpose of this is not just for us to get to know more about you, it's also for you to get to know more about us. So I really encourage you to kind of like ask any questions, probe on anything that you'd like to. We want to make sure that we're also a good fit for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great. So the interview itself will be about 30 to 40 minutes. It will be split up into 4 sections. The first one will be pre-screen logistics. The second will be a bit more behavioral, like we'll kind of learn a little bit more about you. The fourth one is kind of similar in that it's a 2-part case study. The first part of the case study will be qualitative and the second half will be quantitative.
Okay.
All right, so since our time is short, especially with all of the confusion and delay, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in.
Okay, yeah.
If you hear me typing, I'm just taking notes. I promise I'm not like texting or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. In terms of timeline, when would you be available to start?
4th of July.
1st of July, okay. Are you eligible to work in the U.S. and would you require visa support at any point in the future?
I'm currently pre-OPT right now. I'm international student. I can work legally in the U.S. After 4th of July. And I don't need sponsorship from company because I just married recently, like half month ago. And I don't need sponsorship because I already married and my wife is a permanent resident, so yeah.
I'm just typing that note down. I do want to like make it very clear that we are unable to.
Excuse me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Yeah, I want to inform you that we do not offer any visa support for this role and won't be able to help with any sponsorship issues as part of that. So I guess as a further question, so like even in the in-between, like you wouldn't need sponsorship or sorry, just to, I'm just clarifying for our HR department.
Yeah, I don't need sponsorship. I'm applying permanent resident right now from like I don't use a company sponsorship. I can apply permanent resident by myself. So, but I still international student. My legally work status is international students, but I'm applying permanent resident right now. So in the future, I'll be permanent resident and work in the U.S. Is that clear or?
Yes, thank you. I just sent a message to our HR team to make sure that that's also fine on our end. So I'll let you know if we get an answer during this interview.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you please give me a sense of where you're at in your interview process with other companies?
What do you mean? Where do I locate?
No. Where are you at in your interview process with other companies?
Most of the company, I got a second interview, and I don't receive an offer yet because I just started job hunting like only a month. Yeah, so yeah, that's the status. I got a lot of like phone interview or second interview. Yeah, but yeah, not an offer yet.
Got it. Okay, well, just keep us updated in case something changes with the timeline, because we don't want to lose candidate over timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, what are your salary expectations?
To be honest, I don't know because I just graduate. I don't know the average salary for data analyst or similar jobs. Our college average is like 45,000 to 50,000 maybe, but that's different for different city. Yeah, salaries are different from large cities and small cities. Yeah, I don't have a expectation for my salary. Just average is fine. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, the starting base salary for this position is 70,000.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move us into the next section unless you have any questions so far.
No, thank you.
No? Okay. Well, now I'd like to learn a little bit more about you. So I have seen your resume, but can you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Tempe campus. I'm major in computational mathematical science. It's a math major, not a computer engineering major. So I'm just clarify that point. And I'm currently living in Arizona, but my lease is about to end. And after my lease end, I'll moving back to LA. And yeah, that's pretty much my current status right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything you want to highlight about your career or anything?
Yeah, I had a experience working in Leo Real as an internship, but it's in China. Can I expand my internship experience?
If you'd like to, it's up to you.
Yeah, at Leo Real, we did some data analyzing and visualization. We are given data from last selling year and visualize the data we have. It's typically analyzing all the brands, their selling trends. Leo Real have a lot of product lines. I think, yeah, you may know this better than me. We analyze all the brands and product line and marquee products, their selling trends, and also customer profile. And we gather all those data and making tables and visualizations to make the results more easier to see. After we have a visualization or we have a results, we develop some marketing strategies according to different products and customer profile. Like some products they're selling well among group of people between 20 to 30. Yeah, and we're giving strategies to like making this product and more specific to those kind of people. And the targeting group is people from 20 to 30, maybe man or woman. We're actually giving marketing strategies to the senior manager. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. So why are you interested in Ampush and what would you like to learn specifically working here?
To be honest, I don't have much knowledge about your company. That's I want to ask. I just want to get a job, kind of like data analyst and working. I want my job working with data because data is popular right now according to all the social media, like Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. Yeah, that's a hit and great great future, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And just to kind of clarify and set expectations around this role itself, the role is less like in just data. It really can be split to three portions. There's reporting and analysis, which is mostly data, like looking into the data, etc. There's also management and optimization, so that's managing our paid social media campaigns. And then there's also communication and strategy, which includes working with partners, working with people on other teams within the company. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like to connect to people. I don't want to just stay at home or doing code every day.
Yeah. Cool. Well, to give you a little bit more insight into Ampush as well, as an analyst, you'd be working with world-class partners like Casper, Birchbox, and Stars to help them grow profitably across digital channels. We're a little bit different from traditional ad agencies in three ways. The first is that we go deeper with our partners than an agency usually would, and we oftentimes work with senior level contacts and own a meaningful portion of their business. The second one is you're going to develop a very high level of autonomy and ownership early on, meaning you'll have opportunities to push yourself, grow quickly, and have a high degree of ownership on both partner businesses and Ampushes. And then the third one is our team structures, where you'll be working with a senior analyst and a growth marketing lead that will be there to help train you, teach you, guide you, while also managing partner relationships. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, great, perfect.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and move into the case study now. So the case study is going to require you break down a large, complex problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it as conversational as possible. And I want to emphasize, I'm mostly interested in hearing your thought process on how you would organize and solve the problem.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for the prompt?
Yeah, let's get started.
You were just hired as the head of growth for an exciting new startup that has developed the most advanced line of travel luggage ever known. The best part is that the product is moderately priced, meaning it delivers more value at a price that severely undercuts its competitors. The luggage is going to be released in the next couple of months, and you need to put together a plan on how you are going to market this product and maximize purchases. What will be the most important metrics in order to determine the success of the campaign?
First of all, you have to know your product position. Like, how much do you want to sell your product, and yeah, that way you can know your campaign, who you are compete with. That's first thing. And second is you have to know what kind of people would buy your product. And
Yes. I'm gonna guide you a little bit here.
yeah,
I think the key word in that question is metrics. So what metrics would you want to look at to determine whether your campaign was a success or not?
what do you mean by a matrix? Is that the matrix
Like
I know?
quantitatively.
Oh, quantitatively. Uh, the selling price, maybe.
What metrics would you want to know to determine if your campaign that you're running is successful or not?
I don't quite understand when you say matrix. Is it matrix? How do you spell it?
We'll send it in the Zoom chat.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry. It's not a one I thought. Um, it's first the it's the size of the travel luggage. Is that
I'm
a
gonna give you a
matrices?
hint. I'm gonna give you a hint here.
Yeah.
So one of the metrics I would want to know is how many purchases we're getting in. Does that help clarify a little bit?
Yeah. Like are we the selling company or we are the
Yes, we are
product?
the company selling the luggage
Yeah.
in this scenario.
When you say how many were purchased, is like, is it mean our stock?
No, so if we make luggage and we want to sell the luggage online through a marketing campaign,
Yeah.
how would we know if our marketing campaign was successful or not?
Oh yeah, I got you. Well, the first one definitely. How much do we sell the? How much purchases do we have? It's like yeah, how many products we sell, and second I think would be the return rate. There are definitely somebody don't like the luggage and they will return the product, and the other one I think is the customer report. We might receive report that some customer will receive defective product, and yeah, that's the three things I can think about.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That is a good start. Another important question to consider is the size of your market. Can you tell me how large you think the American market is quantitatively for this product?
How large? I don't really know how much luggage do we sell in US, but we can gather data from Amazon or other luggage website to have this
But
data.
this question is asking you to effectively do a market sizing. So if we say that the US population is 320 million people, how many amongst those 320 million people do you think would be within our target audience?
Um, well, not everyone need a luggage. I would say maybe 5% or even less.
Why? Where do you get that number from?
Guess. Cause yeah, I don't know much about marketing. I'm not majoring in marketing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well, let's move on to the next section of the interview then. So this is the more quantitative section. Just a reminder that calculators are not allowed during this portion.
Okay.
And you'll need a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Do you have this ready?
Ready right now.
Great. Okay. So the quantitative section will be continuous, meaning that later questions will refer back to values from previous questions.
Okay.
Be sure to write down all the numbers that I give you and feel free to ask for clarification along the way.
Okay.
Calculators are not allowed. Okay?
Yeah.
If we drive 500 clicks to our luggage landing page for every 20,000 impressions, what is our click-through rate?
20,000 what?
20,000 impressions. 20,000 people saw our ad, 500 people clicked on our ad.
Okay, it's 500 over 20,000. It's 5 over 200. It's 2.5%.
Yep, that's exactly right. So if each suitcase costs $100 to purchase, and 5% of people who click through the ad buy a suitcase, how many clicks do we need to drive one suitcase purchase on average?
What's the click-through rate again?
Click-through rate is 2.5%, but the number here you should focus on is the 5%, which is conversion rate.
Oh, conversion rate. Yeah, got you.
Yes.
So the question is how many click-through do we need to sell one luggage, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's 20?
Yes. How did you get there?
I'm sorry, I comfort with calculator. It's kind of hard for me to do it by hand. Yeah, go ahead.
What was the equation that you used?
Suppose we need X clicks to to selling one single luggage, and the conversion rate is 5%. So 5% times X equals to 1, and then 1 divided by 5% is 20.
Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense.
Or we can think another way. 20. We have yeah.
No, that's correct. That's correct. That does take us to the end of our quantitative portion. In the end of the interview, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So in this position, what kind of software we usually use, like Python, Excel, or SQL?
Yeah, so it depends on what you. So within this position, it's mostly using Excel. It's our BI team that uses SQL. We use things like Snowflake, etc., in order to like make queries. And then product managers also use SQL.
Okay.
Any other questions I can answer for you?
No, thank you.
No? Okay, well, thank you for your time today and for being interested in Ampush.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
I speak with?
Hi, this is Mariah with Internet Brands. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I know we set this call up ahead of time. Just wanted to double check. Is now still a good time to chat?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. Well, what I wanted to do in this phone call is just to tell you a little bit about Internet Brands and go over the role. And then after that, we could dive into your resume. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Does that sound good?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Well, just a brief introduction about us. So we're an online digital media and technology company that owns and operates over 300 websites and web-based businesses. And our business is segmented into 5 main verticals. So that's automotive, health, legal, home and travel, and diversified media. And a few of our sites you may be familiar with include sites such as Cars Direct on the automotive side and WebMD on the health side. So we are seeking an associate data analyst to join our WebMD team. And in this role, you would be responsible for reporting and analysis, and you'll be able to own a personalization project to the stages of discovery. So that includes research, planning, and collaboration, and you'll be able to build an MVP version with developers, and if it works, it can be pushed to production. So what's exciting about this role is that you would be working for one of our top websites. And although the team is small, there's a high impact since the team has the responsibility to impact the bottom line. So we're really looking for someone with experience with SQL and Tableau and Excel skills, someone who's comfortable with databases and comfortable presenting their findings to execs since you would be presenting to executives if your project is launched. And then we're also looking for someone who's inquisitive about business values and understands the capability of technology. So that's just a little bit about the position. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, cool. Pretty cool.
Okay, great. Well, let me go ahead and pull up your resume here. So I do see that you recently graduated. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so as far as your most recent work experience, so I see that you were previously with L'Oreal as the marketing data analyst intern. Now, could you tell me a bit about what you did in this internship?
Yeah, so I had an internship in L'Oreal from June to August in 2020. My position is marketing data analyst, and my job is to analyze historical sales data, communicate with marketing department. We are given data from last quarter selling season, and we are using Python script to analyze and visualize data. For a certain brand, we sort by its product categories, such as hair care, skincare, makeups, and so on. For across the brand, we compare similar brand with similar product line, and their target customers. Along with those visualized data, we can tell the selling trends for all 33 brands and over 300 products. And then we can give promotion suggestions to the marketing department. And we also analyze campaigns in Python, covering impressions, clicks, and conversion rate, orders, and sales trends for more than 50 digital advertisements. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. And then, so I see that this was from June 2020 to August of that same year. What was the reason for leaving? Was this just a summer internship?
Yeah, it's just a summer internship, and I have to go back to school. Yeah,
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, perfect. And then, so I also see on here it says that you were an instructional aide for a calculator workshop. Could you tell me a bit about that? That sounds quite interesting. Could you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, it's actually a workshop for students. I wasn't in the workshop at the very first semester. At the second semester, I joined the student workshop, but because my professor recommends me to join this group, our job is to help students figure out how to using their calculators, because most of people join the workshop, they are freshmen and they don't know how to use their calculators correctly according to their majors. And at the second semester, I was just like instructional aid and helping students answering them questions. At the second year, during my sophomore year, I become a teacher holding small lectures to telling students how to using their calculators for a specific major. My major is computer math, so I'm helping math students and engineering students how to using their calculator correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you cut out there for a second. Okay, perfect. And so this was this lasted for since August 2018 to May 2020. What was the reason for not continuing to be the instructional aide?
Cause it's not paid, and I got more and more homeworks and schoolworks to do, and the courses become harder and harder. So, and that workshop is only for freshmen and sophomores. So usually they are only there for 2 years. So yeah, same as I. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, perfect. And also, so I do see on here that you listed some projects on here. So I wanted to ask, or if you could kind of take me through these projects. So I see that the first one you have on here is a data analysis and visualization project that you did in May, or that you did back in March. Could you tell me a bit about the project?
Yeah, I want to point out this specific project because I think this is my one of my favorite projects. I learned a lot from it. It's a project from my math course. We are asked to review, categorize, and analyze the coronavirus data from 2020 to now on, which is February 2022. And we fetch data from GitHub. through a Python script. Then we visualize the data. First on, we visualize number of cases and deaths in Arizona and U.S. On a weekly and monthly basis, to identify the COVID infection times pattern and correlations with factors such as vaccine development and social events. And more specific, in detail, I mean, first, we compare data in different months. And, when the pandemic first came out, the cases and deaths are usually grows very fast. And then we compare different months and how does the data, maybe the data growing fast or growing slow. Then we analyze maybe some factors maybe infect this data, such as vaccines, and also different cities have their different rules for social distancing and then mask requirements before the vaccine and after the vaccine, the growing rate has a significant slowing down. So, and I also mentioned in my own project, I mentioned different cities maybe have different growing rate. For example, in Phoenix or in Los Angeles, the population density are different and the requirements are different. In Arizona, the government and CDC require people to wear masks when entering public places like groceries and mall. And in LA, maybe they are not so strict with the rules. So there is a different growing rate compared to LA and Arizona, Phoenix. Yeah. That's typical this project.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty, interesting. And then also, I'm just going to ask about one more project, but you also put on here a numerical computing and visualization project. Could you tell me a bit about that project?
Yeah, that's kind of a mathematical project. It's using MATLAB to solve Laplace equations. My major is computational math. It's combined with computational skills and mathematical knowledge, and this part is mathematical knowledge. We're using MATLAB to solve Laplace equation, generate code on MATLAB, and solve the equation on 100 times 100 grid with homogeneous Dirichlet boundary conditions on 3 sides. This can relate to the real life problems such as you got a bunch of data to sort, and you may use this Laplace equation to solve the problem. But to be honest, this equation, they are more applied to physics and chemistry. They don't have much uses in marketing. In marketing positions. Yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty. And I wanted to ask, in terms of your next opportunity, what would get you really excited about your next role? What was it about the associate data analyst position that made you want to apply?
Yeah. Why I'm interested in data analyst is very easy and simple. This question, because big data is very popular nowadays. When you visit a website, browse the browser website, you see advertisement, and when you swipe TikTok, and you swipe the thing you may be interested. Those are big data, and I think that's gonna be very popular in the future. Maybe 10 years, that can predict people's behaviors and interests, and according to their interest, we can selling products and to our target customer. And it's just different from a traditional TV advertisement or newspaper advertisement. We are using data to giving those advertisements to specific people, and that's really attract me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And also I wanted to let you know that this is a full-time position, and this role is budgeted at $50K annually. So I want to make sure that aligns with what you're looking for.
Yeah, because this is my first job. I don't really care much about my salary. In my opinion, my first job should help me accumulate experience and help me learning skills, and that's important, and that's more that's more important than salaries. And and I'm okay to work on site and relocate. Those are okay with me. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And also, we like to ask our candidates this, but are you actively interviewing with other companies at this time? And if so, are you in the beginning stages of the interview process, or are you pending an offer or anything like that?
I did interviewing with other companies, but I don't receive any offer yet because I just started to find a job. Yeah.
Okay. All right, perfect. And then also, I have an HR-related question for you, but are you currently on a visa that needs to be transferred, or will you require sponsorship at any point in the future?
Yeah, for right now, I'm a F1 student holding an F1 visa. I can work legally using a pre-OPT, but right now I'm also applying the U.S. permanent residence, so I don't need any sponsorship from my employer.
Okay. Alrighty. And as far as so you say you're currently on OPT. When did your OPT start?
4th of July.
Okay. And I assume that you have STEM OPT. So with that, would your OPT expire in 2025?
Yes, it's a 3-year. After 1 year, employer can apply for another 2 year for me. Yeah, it's a STEM.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. And also, so I do see on here that you are located in Tempe, Arizona. Now, our headquarters are located in Los Angeles, right near the LAX airport. For the most part, the team is currently working from home, but in the future, it may turn into a hybrid schedule. So I did want to ask, if you had any intentions on relocating, or if you were looking to stay where you're currently located.
It would be perfect if you are headquartered in Los Angeles, because I'm studying at ASU. I'm graduate now. I'm going back to Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles, Yorba Linda. So if your headquarters is in Los Angeles, that would be perfect. And but I'm also okay to relocate if you are in the East and anywhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, no, our office is in Los Angeles, right? We're in El Segundo, to be specifically, so right near the LAX airport. So okay, so you say you're moving back to Yorba Linda, so that would be an okay commute for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And ideally, if you were to receive an offer, how soon would you be able to start?
As soon as possible. I'm moving back to Los Angeles in July 6th, and I'll be in Los Angeles after that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So and your OPT starts July 4th. So pretty much like the first or the second week of July, you'll be able to start.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. And then also, we like to ask our candidates this as well, but within the next 6 months, do you have any big planned vacations coming up? Basically, anything that would take you away from work for, let's say, a week's period of time or more if you were to receive an offer?
Not at all. I'm having a trip right now, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty, perfect. Okay, great. Well, I believe those are all the questions that I have for you today. This was just going to be a brief phone call just to kind of get to know you and tell you a little bit about the role. But in terms of the next steps, so what I'll go ahead and do on my end, I'll go ahead and forward your information over to the hiring team. And if they do choose to move forward with you, there would be a round. There would be a Google Meet interview round where you'll be able to meet with the team. And then there is also a take-home case study portion. Now, the case study is used to assess your SQL skills. So that's typically how the interview process goes. But did you have any questions for me at this time?
Yeah, I just want to ask, what's the career path of this position?
Yeah. So this is an associate data analyst position. So you do have the potential of being able to move up to like a mid-level data analyst, as well as a senior level data analyst, and and so on and so forth. Also, something else about internet brands, there's also the potential of being able to switch verticals. So for this specific position, this role is with our WebMD team, and so let's say you work on our WebMD team and you do pretty well and things like that, and you want to move up, but you do see you maybe have an interest in a different vertical, such as like part of our legal team or anything like that, and they have an opening that you would like to be considered for, things like that. That is a possibility. So yes, you're able to kind of work your way up to like a mid-level data analyst or senior level data analyst, as well as if you have an interest in a different vertical, you may be able to go that route also.
Okay. I was wondering if I have sufficiently answered your questions that you may have asked during the interview.
Yeah. I believe that I have all the answers that I need. If I do have any additional questions, I'll definitely go ahead and shoot you an email. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and I'll forward your information over to the hiring team, and I should be receiving feedback by the end of this week. So please just be on the lookout for an email from me, and I'll let you know in terms of whether or not they'd like to move forward with you.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions.
Okay, alrighty, perfect. Well, yeah, thank you again for taking the time to speak with me today. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Okay, thank you. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.